All right. Good morning, everybody. Thanks for coming in to this orientation. So this is the orientation for the Surf and Turf program. And, I'm Michael. I am the program manager for the Surf and Turf Pondicherry. As I said, I'll run you through all the details about the program first. And after that, we'll go through the list of things that you need to carry and where to get them, and we will also have a small Q&A session at the end, right? So as I mentioned before, just keep yourselves on mute. And if you have any questions whilst I'm running through the orientations, just put it in the chat and I'll answer to them as well. Okay. And let's start now. I was just going to share my screen. Make sure that, okay. Right, I hope everybody can see my screen. And as I said, okay, so this is the Surf and Turf program, as you already know. Um, so the children will actually be coming here to learn how to surf in Pondicherry, right? Where they'll have a group of instructors with them. They'll teach the children how to do their surfing, right? And we have been doing this program for a very long time now, and we have the most experienced instructors who will be teaching the children how to surf, right? The main activity of this camp is surfing. The children will do other activities as well, which I'll run you through when we go for the day-to-day itinerary, right? Um, so firstly, travel. So the children will be traveling from different parts of the city, different parts of India, and they will either be traveling from Bangalore, or they will travel directly to Chennai. From there, they will travel to the camp. Right. There are two departures, one from Bangalore and one from Chennai. Once everybody comes to the hotel, the camp chief will be there and he'll run through the basics of the camp, what they have to do, what they don't have to do, and they'll get to know each other, and then they'll head over to the surf school, right? And the surfing happens at Serenity Beach. That's where the surf school conducts their surfing, and the children will practice body surf. There's something called as body surfing, where the children will learn how to surf without the boards first, and then they'll do pop-up exercises, which is pretty much them trying to stand up on the board. So there's a lot of exercises which the children will be doing. It's more like a practice which they will do on land before doing it in the ocean, right? And they'll also learn how to read the waves, which wave to take, so that they can surf for a longer period of time, which waves to avoid. All of that will be taught by the surf school, and it will be from the scratch. So they will learn everything about surfing from the basics, right? And as I said, they will be doing other activities as well. They'll go visit Maitri Mandir. They will go have a look at the youth center over there. They will make their own musical instruments. They'll also visit a sound garden where various instruments are made from recycled materials, all of that. And as I said, they'll also make their own instruments, right? A couple of photos from the camp where the children are carrying their surfboards, and you can see that the children are actually surfing uh, there. It's a very accelerating sport, and it's quite easy to learn, but it involves a lot of practice, and the children will be able to get it in a day or two, right? They'll be able to learn in 2 days time, maximum 3 days, depending on how fast they pick up. Okay. And so this is basically how the program will go, right? As I said, there'll be a departure from there'll be departures from Bangalore and Chennai. So people from other cities who are coming for this program, they'll come directly to Chennai, and from there they'll leave, and there will be a bus which will be departing for participants from Bangalore. Okay. So the children from Chennai will reach the hotel first, right? Since they're departing first, they'll reach the hotel first. They'll be with a bunch of instructors from Chennai airport. They'll reach there and they'll get to know each other en route. It's about a 3 to 4 hour journey from Chennai by road to the camp. And once they reach the airport, they'll have lunch and then they'll depart directly to the camp. And the children from Bangalore will leave in the night, and then they'll reach the camp the next day morning, right? And once everybody reaches the camp, as I said, the camp chief will be there. He'll tell the program design, what they will do every single day, and do's and don'ts of the camp. He'll set some basic expectations. and they'll play small games to get to know each other names and everything, and the rooms will be allocated to them. The children will be staying together, boys in separate rooms and girls in separate rooms. And once they've done all the expectation setting, icebreakers and everything, they'll go to the surf school, right? So once they reach the surf school, the surf instructors are there as well, and they will also give some set of instructions. They'll tell the children what to do, what not to do whilst they go. They'll show them all the boards. They'll show the different types of board that they have. So the children will be on foam surfboards, and they'll carry the surfboards as you saw in the photograph earlier, and then they'll take it to the beach where they surf. And there they will learn the basics again, the body surfing, how to identify the waves, all of that. And then they will also see how the surfboard is floating, how to walk, all of that will be taught by the surf instructors. Right. After they finish the surf session, which is usually anywhere between 2 to 3 hours, they come back to the hotel, they have their lunch, and then they go do an activity called as tree jumaring. Right. This is basically an activity which will help the children to test their physical skills, and also helps them bond together as a team. Right. This is where they learn social skills and how to work as a team. So it's a very exciting activity which the children will be doing. And once the jumaring activity is done, they'll come back to the hotel. This is where they have their free time, so the children can do whatever they want, and they'll rest up from all the activities in the morning. They can usually, the children rest inside their rooms, or there's a swimming pool where the children will just go and take a dip after they finish their surfing, right? And once that is done, the children will have evening snacks, and then usually there's some activities which the children will do together as a team, like playing Uno or some games, camp games. And then they will have dinner, and then they'll retire for the night, right? And the next day again, they'll have their breakfast in the morning, and before breakfast, there'll be a wake-up call which will be given for all of them, and then they'll practice this pop-up technique which was taught to them the day before. So every day the children will learn something, and then the next day morning they'll practice how to do that whilst they're in the hotel, or once they reach the surf point, they'll practice their pop-ups. And after breakfast, they'll head over to the surf school. They'll learn their surfing lesson for the day, and once it's done, they'll come back to the hotel, have their lunch, and then from there, they'll head to Auroville, where they'll go visit the Matri Mandir and the youth center. They'll do some fun activities over there, and then they'll come back evening again. The evenings are pretty much the same. They'll have their own pool time. They'll do some camp activities, and then they'll retire after dinner. Right. The next day, again, they'll head over the first thing in the morning. They'll practice breakfast, head over to the surf school. There, they'll again kit up. They'll head over to the beach with their surfboards, and then they will do lots of surfing. So this is day 4. By this time, the children are much used to the waves. Some of them will be even able to stand on the surfboards and surf for a bit. And then those who are really confident, and those who are pretty much got the hang of the things, they'll go slightly further into the ocean, and then they'll start their surf from the back. And again, there's more of practice and helping, which will help them to build the muscle memory, right? Once that is done, they'll come back to the hotel, have their lunch, and then they'll head over to the sound garden, where all these musical instruments are made from recycled materials, and it's like a little path way which has lots of musical instruments on the way, and they'll play, and they'll understand how these materials and how these sounds are made. And then they'll head over to a musical factory where they make their own musical instruments, and they get to take it back with them after the camp, right? It's made out of bamboo, and there's multiple instruments. The children, they'll actually make their instruments by themselves, right? It's a very interesting activity that children will do. And day 5, again, after they wake up, more practice for them. They'll head over to the surf school, and 5th day, they'll slightly go even further into the ocean, and they'll practice taking longer waves. They'll repeat the surf process again and again, so that they get to get the hang of surfing, right? And they'll learn mostly how to balance these harder waves, and they'll usually try to catch and stay on top of the surfboard for a longer period of time, right? Post lunch, they'll again head over to the French colony, and they'll also visit the Promenade Beach Street, where there's lots of shops, there's lots of places for them to see, and they will do lots of shopping over there to take souvenirs back home, and then the dinner for that night will be pizza. So the next day, again, once they go up again, they will visit the surfboard factory, right? After the surfing lessons are done, the children who are really confident now will go slightly deeper into the ocean, where the waters are still, but then the waves will be coming, and then they'll catch those waves, and then they'll go for a longer surf experience. And after that, they'll go visit the surfboard factory, where they'll see how the surfboards are actually made by hand. And these boards are all customized based on how you like it, and the children will actually get to see the process of how it's done. And the next day again, they'll practice more, they'll try to go even deeper, and there'll be lots of instructors when the children head into the ocean, and they'll be there right next to them, and then they'll assist them to catch the waves. And those who are like still not confident, they'll still stay a little front of the they'll stay closer to the shore and then still catch the waves. And after that, they'll come back to the hotel. After the surf lesson, so they'll come back to the hotel. There'll be a small reflection session, which will be done for them as to what they've learned all these days and how they'll be using that. And there'll be small games that they will be played. And post that, they'll have dinner, and the Bangalore group will leave first, and the children who are departing for Chennai, they'll leave the next day morning, and they'll reach the airport by 10 a.m. This is basically what they will be doing on all these days. And with regards to safety, as I said, we've been doing this program for a while now, and there will be instructors who will be there with the children all the time. So for every 6 children, we'll have one instructor, and we will also have instructors from the surf school as well. And there'll be female instructors with the children. So, and with regards to transport, we always, make sure that we take a regular bus people, and they're all, the usual people who go on the same road, so that, there's no things. And there will be a travel leader who will be assigned to make sure that the driver is, going at the safe speed and everything. And with regards to equipment, the surf school provides the surfboards, right? And this is a very prominent surf school in Pondicherry. So they make sure that all their equipment is up to standards. And the surf school's owners are actually coaches for the Indian national team, right? They coach the Indian national surfing team as well. So they make sure that their standards are absolutely world class. And we also have doctors who are always on call during the entire trip program time. There's an emergency vehicle as well in case they need to be taken to the hospital or something. And our instructors are also, most of them are first aid trained, so they'll have all the things that are necessary for them to, to provide first aid immediately, right? And with regards to stay, the children will be staying in a hotel, as I mentioned before, in Oroville. And this is where the children will also learn to be more responsible as well. The hotel rooms will be very clean and maintained before they arrive, and the camp chief and the instructors instruct the children to keep it like that, right? They'll make sure that the rooms are tidy, and they make sure that they're responsible for keeping it clean. And as they'll be sharing it with the others, right? So usually anywhere, depending on the number of people who come to the camp, it will be anywhere between 4 to 5, 3 to 4 children, or 4 to 5 children in a room. And the girls will be in separate rooms, boys will be in separate rooms. They'll be sharing the rooms. And as I mentioned, there's a swimming pool in the hotel as well, so that the children will go and take a splash uh, whenever they need to. And the food is also provided to them buffet style. There'll be veg and non-veg options. The children can choose what they want to eat. And when they, as I said, they'll have evening snacks, they'll have morning tea, coffee, hot chocolate, which will be given to them as well, right? There's lots of, plenty of options for the children to eat. And there'll be lots of fruits. And, they'll also have lots of water. And, we encourage them to keep hydrated as well, so that they don't get dehydrated after all the activity, right? The travel part, I'll quickly run through again. As I mentioned, the children from Bangalore depart in the night and they'll reach early morning to the hotel. And the children who will be leaving from Chennai will arrive around lunchtime to Chennai airport. And then they'll be the first group of people to reach the hotel. They will leave Chennai around 2 p.m. They'll reach the hotel anywhere between 5 to 6 p.m. depending on road conditions. And they'll also have nature breaks in between, right? And for those who are coming to Chennai, there's an additional cost of 3,000 where they'll be staying the extra hotel nights and food extra. Again, the Bangalore children will leave at 6 p.m. On the last day, and then they'll arrive the next day morning at 6 a.m. Okay, and there'll be, yeah, as I said, the kids will travel in AC buses, AC tempo travelers, so that they know they're very comfortable and they reach the camp. Okay, and this is the main part of this orientation. So we will set very clear expectations about the actual camp, right? So basically, this is a no gadget camp, right? So there will be no sorts of phones or any gadgets allowed in the camp. Okay, the children, you'll have to make sure that the parents also understand this. And as you've mentioned many times before, there'll be no phones or any phone calls will be provided to the parents whilst the children are there at the camp. And this isn't a luxury camp, right, or a resort. As I mentioned before, as the children are sharing the rooms, they'll have to make sure that they take care of the rooms, right? They can't just happily come in and make their rooms dirty and ask for room service to come and clean it. Right? We tell the children to, to be more responsible and also to help them to grow as adults as well. So we tell them to take care of the things, and they can, if they need anything, they can always reach out to the instructors and they'll be happy to assist them with that, right? And with regards to the communication part of it, the parents will, I've sent personal messages to everybody with a WhatsApp channel link, right? Kindly make sure that everybody is in the channel link, because we will post all updates with regards to the camp only in that channel and nowhere else, right? And there'll be two updates, one in the morning and one in the evening. The evening update usually comes with a bunch of photos and videos from the camp. And whenever possible, the instructors, while the children are doing the activity, they'll try and take as many photos or videos as possible, and then they'll share it. And we will choose some of the best photos from the day, and then we'll share it in the group. Usually when the children are surfing, they're surfing towards the shore, so their sun is always on the other side, and their faces will usually be dark, and they will be also having something called as a sun mud on their face, which is basically a sunblock, and it'll even darken their face a little bit. So the children's faces might not be as visible as when they are surfing, but then the other group photos where they are doing the activities, other activities, visiting the museum, and all those things, those will be pretty clear. So don't get worried if you can't see your child's face on the photos, when we send them. And if there is anything that needs to be communicated to you directly, you will get either a call from me or from the camp chief, only in case of emergencies, and vice versa. If you have some emergency that you would like to share to the children, you can get in touch with me and we'll connect you with the child, right? But apart from that, if you don't hear from us, it means that everything is running smooth and everything is happening, going according to plan, right? And as I said, there's no gadgets in this camp. But some children, might be asking, like, can I bring my camera? Can I get my GoPro? I want to read books. Can I get my Kindle? All these things you can bring, right? You can get your own camera or you can get your own Kindle, but you'll have to take care of of them by yourself, right? We will not be taking any responsibility if it's broken or if something happens to it, right? If you're bringing any sort of extra gadget, you'll have to make sure that you'll have to take complete care of it. There are no smart watches also allowed in this camp, so make sure if you're wearing watches, just wear a regular watch. And instead of the Kindle, I would recommend carrying a book. If you really like to read, um, carry a hard copy book so that it's easier. And with GoPros and cameras, you will have to take care of it. And usually when you're surfing, I don't think it'll be easier to surf and record at the same time. So I don't think a GoPro is actually needed. With regards to the children being fit and active before this program starts, usually most of the children practice some sport. If you're practicing a sport, well and good, you don't have to do anything extra before coming into the camp. But if you're not practicing any sport, I would recommend a small 30 to 45-minute brisk walk in the evenings every day, so that you get into those your body get into the motion of doing some activity, and you'll have the energy to do it once you start the surfing, because as I said, it's a very accelerating activity, and you will have to shell out a bit of energy to have that fun. So you'll be battling across the waves towards the ocean, and then you'll be coming back. So it takes a little extra out of you, and make sure that you're well prepared before you start the activity, right? And we have zero tolerance for bullying and indiscipline, right? Whenever we see any child who's engaged in doing some sort of bullying or misbehavior, we will immediately send the children back. Excuse me one second. And the children, just one, yeah, the children will send them back immediately, you know to their home, right? And if there's any substances which are found with the children, like cigarettes or alcohol, that will not be tolerated as well, and we'll send the children back home at your own expense, right? With regards to the travel part of it, there is no need for the children to carry any snacks with them whilst they're coming to the camp. And with regards to any snacks, if they are traveling in a very early flight coming to Chennai, then we would recommend either booking a meal on the flight themselves, or a small snack for them to just once till they reach the Chennai airport. Because once they reach the airport, our team will be there, and they will take care of all the food for the children. And once they reach camp, there'll be lots of food for them to eat, and lots of water and drinks to go around. So they'll be completely hydrated, and they don't need to carry any special food. But in case your child has any special dietary needs that we need to be aware of, just make sure that you let me know, so that I can pass it on to the camp chiefs, right? And with regards to money for the camp, we would recommend sending anywhere between 4,000 to 5,000 rupees, because the children will be doing some shopping at the end of the camp, as I've told you, at Frenchtown. And there will also be camp merchandise which the children can buy on the last day of the camp if they want to, right? This is something that they can carry. I wouldn't recommend anything more than 4 to 5,000 rupees, but that's rest of the things, because we'll be covering it for them, right? And that's about the basic camp rules. We will run you through the list of things that you need to carry, and after that we'll have the question and answer session, where if you have any questions, I'll answer to them. Okay. So these are the things that are required for the camp, right? Kindly make sure that you don't overpack or underpack, right? Just make sure that the children have sufficient things, and so that they have everything that is needed for the camp, right? Pondicherry at this point of time will be anywhere between 37 to 39 degrees during the daytime, and the evenings are pretty chill, anywhere between 22 to 25 degrees. And sometimes, as it says, it might rain. And as I said, the children will be spending a lot of time in the water, right? So that the heat won't be felt by them. But then we still recommend the children to carry all these things. Then make sure that they have lots of t-shirts, cotton shirts, mainly because it's hot, and dark colors, so that they don't get hotter. Two shorts, which are quick dry shorts, so that as I'll be spending a lot of time in water and there's a swimming pool as well, it helps them to dry off these things really quickly. And track pants, socks, towels, definitely a cap and sunglasses for them to to use when they're going out after the surfing sessions are done. Plenty of underwear, one waterproof jacket, and also night clothes, whatever the children are comfortable with, right? When it comes to the surfing clothing, make sure that they have surf shorts for both boys and girls. The girls can wear their swimsuit, and on top of the swimsuit, they can just wear their surf shorts. And the boys can either wear the surf shorts or they can wear their swimming trunks and then the surf shorts on top. Make sure you get sunblock. Sunblock is basically what I told you. It's called sun mud, which the children will be putting on their faces so that they don't get sunburn. But you also carry sunscreen which is above SPF 50, so that they avoid sunburn, right? And for children who are wearing glasses, prescription glasses, make sure that you get the retainers on them, so that if you need to use those things while surfing, so that they don't fall off. And if you're wearing a prescription sunglasses, make sure you carry two of them, right? In case something happens to one, you always have a backup with you. And the two pairs of swimming costume is a must for all the girls, so that you can change it every day, right? And also, as I mentioned, one pair of dark sunglasses which you need when you're going out to do the other activities, right? For the children footwear, in this particular camp, Crocs are allowed. Make sure that they are not new. They make sure that whatever the children have been using, that's completely fine. You can also get strapped footwear like this, which is also again which you can just use, or just regular sneakers like this is completely fine. Rubber sole shoes are completely fine. Make sure that, as I said, make sure that they are not new, otherwise they'll cause blisters. If they're new, it takes some time for them to get worn in, right? Other items like brush, toothbrush, paste, soap, all of that you can just get with you. And as I said, sunscreen, it says 40 here, but I would recommend anything above 50. Make sure you carry a cold cream as well, a torch, headlamp, and also give the children a plastic bag or another bag, a smaller bag where they can put the used and wet clothes so that it doesn't mix with the remaining unused clothes. And definitely and absolutely a water bottle with at least 750 ml to 1 liter capacity, right? So that, as I said, it's quite hot there, and the children will need a lot of water while doing the surfing activity. So make sure that they carry this water bottle. We'll have lots of places where the children can, fill their bottles and drink. But make sure that they have this water bottle. And if the children are having any prescription medicines that they need to take whilst they're on the camp, again, make sure that you share the details with me. And I would recommend you to put the medicines with a small note as to when to take them, and also in a Ziploc pouch, so that the instructors at camp can remind the children to take it on regular intervals. And spectacles, again, carry the extra pair of spectacles. Don't get contact lenses, because you'll be spending a lot of time on the beach and water, then sand will definitely damage the contact lenses. So no contact lenses are recommended. uh, Carry a small backpack, right? A small 10 liter 10 to 15 liter small backpack, so that you can put your water bottle, you can put your towel, or a change of a small t-shirt or a shorts whilst you go for the surfing, so that you can change. And this is the main thing. I would recommend the children to carry a small, like a large duffel bag or a rucksack like this, to pack all of the mentioned above, right? You might say that it's easier for them to carry a trolley bag, but then the children will have to carry their trolley bags to the hotels, and there are no lifts in this hotel, so that the children will actually have to carry it with them by themselves to their rooms. They will not go anywhere after that. The bags will stay in the rooms. But again, to make it easier for the child, rather than them pushing it around and things, they can just have this rucksack, which is easier. Any 60 to 70 liter rucksack is fine. You don't have to carry anything else apart from these two bags, right? Cash, as I said, uh, 4 to 5,000 rupees is what I would say. You don't have to get any more than that, because all the other expenses we will be taking care of it. Make sure that if you're going to send cash with the children, again, I would recommend a small Ziploc pouch with the cash, their phones. Say whoever is flying to Chennai, make sure that they have it in a small pouch, their return print ticket which is printed, and also their phone, their charger, and a power bank. right, along with the cash, and hand it to the camp chief. So once the camp is over, the camp chief will hand it back to them, or whenever they need, they can just, if they need money, they can just, the camp chief will be giving it to them. And again, as I said, no mobile phones. I would not recommend the children wearing expensive jewelry as well, because again, they'll have to be responsible with about their belongings. Kindle, smartwatches, tabs, none of it is allowed. As I said, instead of the Kindle, you can just carry a book if you want to read. AirTags again as well, not required for this program, and they don't need to bring one as well. If they're bringing it, they're completely responsible for taking care of it. Um, Again, you can carry a GoPro or a camera, but it's at your own risk, right? So the team who are the children who are departing to Chennai, make sure, as I said, give them a small Ziploc pouch, definitely a power bank, along with the charging cable, the printed copy of the return ticket, because sometimes the airports might not accept the digital ticket. Make sure that they have a printed return ticket, their original ID card, whatever ID card you're just giving with them, make sure that they carry their original ID card. And if they're flying, as I said, in a no-frill airlines like Indigo or SpiceJet, make sure that they have small cash with them, so that, you know, when they are at the airport, they can, before or after reaching the airport, they can just, if they want to eat something, they can do that. And make sure that they're all put in a small Ziploc pouch and handed to the camp chief. Okay. And we also have, so as I mentioned above, there are some things that you need to get for the actual camp. We also have our own merchandise as well, where the children can buy things if they need to. This was sent to you in a message as well. If you need any further information about where to get any things, you can let me know, and I'll guide you through to the places. As you can see, we have quick drying towels, rucksacks, water bottles, hoodies, whatnot. Everything is there on our own website as well, which you can just go through, and we've just designed some kits for them. That's pretty much about the camp and the list of things that you need to take. Let me stop the screen share now. Right, there's a lot of you here. We are now open for Q&As. If anybody has question, just go to reactions and raise your hand, and I'll ask, you know, answer one by one. That was a lot of information in a very short period of time. I'm sure everybody has lots of questions. If anybody has a question, just raise your hand, and then I'll go one by one. Yes, SP first.
Yeah, hi. May we know which hotel they are going to stay? It's just for informational purposes. That's it.
Usually we don't give out the name of the hotel to the parents, mainly because the hotels usually get a lot of calls from them, and we don't want the children to be disturbed while during the program, or the hotel people staff to be disturbed as well. They are staying in Oroville, and it's a very
Okay.
nice hotel which was scouted this time, and they'll be staying in Oroville. As I said, they'll be sharing rooms with the others, so it'll be comfortable for the children to stay and you know, enjoy the trip.
All right, understood. Thanks.
Yeah, Shilpa, your question.
For Bangalore kids, can we send phones with them, which can be handed over to the
Uh,
volunteers?
So they will not need phones with them at all. So when the children are leaving from Bangalore, there will be a group of instructors who will be traveling with them as well, right?
Okay.
And as I said, this is a no gadget camp. So for the
Okay.
children who are flying into Chennai, they need the phones, because they need to call the instructor who will be there at the airport, and you know, plan. They need their tickets and everything. That's why they are carrying their phones. But for the children from Bangalore, they'll be from the departure point. Our instructors and our team will be there, so they don't need
Okay.
to carry their phones at all with them. And you know, once they're coming back as well, again the instructors will be there till the departure point, till where you get down, so they don't need phones with them.
And second question is this: if instead of cash, can they have a digital payment? Is
uh,
that okay? Or you prefer cash?
I would prefer cash, mainly because again, digital payment involves phones, and
Okay.
usually the instructors will be there with them to, you know, to be with them when they're out for shopping and all. In case they run out of cash, we can always provide them with extra cash, and then you can pay it back to us, or the children can just, if they need more cash, they can take it from someone. else who's
Sure,
at the
sure,
camp,
sure.
and then they can, hand it back to them. Yeah,
Okay, thank you.
no problem. Tanvi?
Do we need to carry lace shoes, like the rubber sole shoes? Do they need to be proper lace shoes, or can they just be like Skechers or something?
Basically something that you're comfortable with. So I forgot to mention earlier, when you're doing this surfing activity, you'll be barefoot on the surfboards, right? You will not be wearing any sort of footwear whilst you're surfing. The shoes and sandals are only for you when you're going out to do the other activities, right? So
So it's
whatever is
not
yeah, so whatever
it's not
shoes
for
you
any adventure activities.
you will do the tree jummering activity, right? They will be wearing shoes at that time. So make sure that they're rubber. If you have any sneakers at home which you usually wear, that's completely fine. You don't need to get any special shoe for these things.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Shilpa, you have another question?
Sorry. So you were mentioning about Sun Mart. Is there any specific brand? Because I haven't bought it earlier. So
No, so the surf school themselves will provide the sunmud for the children, or we will also have the sunmud when the children are doing the surfing activity. But when they're going out for Auroville, and when they're going out to do the other activities, they'll still need sunblock on them. Just regular sunscreen above SPF 50 is well and good, right? The sunmud is quite hard to get here. For some reason, they're very rare to find, and the surf school has, as I said, they have connections all over, and they have their own sunmud. But sunblock or sunscreen above SPF 50 is pretty fine. Just make sure that the children carry it with them.
sure.
Yeah, Kabir.
Yeah, hi, this is Mridula, I'm Kabir's mom.
Yes,
Um,
hi, Mridul.
yeah, hi. I just wanted to ask, one is that will they be talking to us once in a day, or what's gonna be?
No, as I've mentioned before, the children basically will not have any phones or any gadgets with them, and
Yeah,
the updates will be coming from our side to tell you what the children have been doing, what they've been eating, and where they've been going for the day, and what type of activities that they did. All of that will be sent to you from us, right? This is basically a chance for them to be away from everything and then just focus purely and solely on the activity. So yeah, there will be no communication between you and the children. If, as I said, if it's an emergency that needs to be absolutely communicated to the child or to you, we will get in touch with you directly.
okay, sure.
Yes.
That should be fine. I just wanted to inquire.
No
And from the safety point of view, I missed the initial
Okay.
section of the presentation. So I just
Sure.
wanted to understand, how are we gonna take care of it? And
Yeah, so again, this is for everybody to understand, right? The children will learn step by step. They'll gradually increase the depth they walk into the ocean as they get more confident, right? And the instructors will be right next to them in the ocean. They will not be at the shore, they'll be right next to them in the ocean. And when I say depth, they will not cross chest high water, right? They'll still be walking on the ocean bed. They'll go into the ocean and then they'll surf back to the shore, right? And the surfboards act as the flotation device. They will be strapped to their ankles so that there's, even if you fall off from the surfboard will still be floating and you can just get on top of it. And since you're going towards the shore and you will be only till chest height, you will not sink or you will not drown. The children will you can just happily walk to the shore even if you fall off the surfboard. That's what usually happens. The children try multiple times, they'll fall off, they'll try and get on the board, they'll surf for 1 or 2 seconds and then they'll fall, and then they get more confident. And then the more confident they get, they'll slightly, every day they'll go slowly, slightly deeper, but they'll not cross I would say 75 meters into the ocean. That's pretty much 75 to 100 meters is how much distance they'll go, and then they'll come back. It's a very safe sport because you're surfing towards the shore and not into the ocean. That's pretty much, and the instructors will be right next to them in the ocean, so you don't have to worry about any safety concerns at all.
yeah, that sounds good. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Yes, Pavitra.
Yeah. Since, as I said, 4 to 5 children will be one room, will they have sufficient time to get freshen up in the morning?
Yes, so the children will be given a wake-up call pretty early, and as I said, they will not immediately go to the do the surf activity, right? So let's say they wake up at 6 o'clock in the morning, and the children will have tea, coffee in the morning around, let's say, 6:30 to 7 a.m. By this time, most of them would have been freshened up, done their things, and then they'll have breakfast slightly later than that, and then they'll head to the surfing point, let's say anywhere around 9 to 10 a.m. Depending on the surf school usually tells us the perfect time for them to come and surf. So it'll be anywhere between that time, and then they'll head. So there's plenty of time for the children to, to do their business and get ready and, assemble for breakfast. And after that, again, as I said, there'll be some small icebreakers. They'll do their energizer activities in the morning. They'll practice, and then only they'll head. Lots of time is there.
Okay, regarding food,
Yes.
can they switch over in between to veg and non-veg?
Yeah, both veg and non-veg will be provided to them, right? And there'll be lots of fruits for the children to eat, and the children can choose what they want to eat as well, right? It'll be given to them as a spread, and they can choose whatever they want to eat. And as I said, if you have any special dietary requirement that needs to be known by the team, you need to let me know so that I can pass it on to the camp chief.
Okay, this regular Crocs is enough. I want a strap for the Crocs.
No, again, as I said, it's just for walking from point to point, right? They will not be using the Crocs while doing the surfing activity. They, whatever shoes, like whatever sandals or Crocs that they're comfortable with for walking, that is completely fine.
Okay,
So
thank
it'll
you.
be mainly used only for walking, nothing
Okay.
else. Yeah,
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
no problem. Does anybody else have any questions? If nobody has any questions, you guys can all start logging off.
Yeah,
Yes.
I'm
Go ahead.
Priyal from Mumbai. My daughter Sanvi has, enrolled for the camp.
Correct.
I would like to know anyone else from Mumbai has been enrolled.
We do have other registrations from Mumbai,
Okay.
and you must have received a recommended flights. Have you gotten the recommended flights?
Yes, I have taken. No, I have
Yeah.
already booked the flights, recommended flights. I've already booked the flights. But, in case there are more enrollments from Mumbai, I would like to connect with them. So then the
Uh,
kids could, travel together.
so it'll pretty much be, so if you book the recommended flights, that's the same flights which we tell the other children as well from Mumbai.
Okay.
Okay. And they will also be booking the same flight because, as I said, they will all be reaching Chennai together, right? They will come to Chennai, they'll all catch up with everybody, and once every children who's flying into Chennai has arrived, then only
Yes.
they'll leave from the camp to the
Okay.
camp, right? So
So,
they'll all be together. They'll get to meet each other as well, and then only finally only they'll head over.
So then, if I could have their contact details, we could meet them up at the airport and they could travel together only. So then they
I
have somebody with them in the flight and they know, okay, this also person is there in Inme and, we can coordinate accordingly. If possible, I can have their
Okay, so
contact.
right now there's only one child who's coming. Only Sanvi is the one who's coming from Mumbai right now.
Okay,
But
got
in
it.
case there is others who will join after this,
Okay.
we'll put you in touch. We'll connect with.
Sure. Please do that. And you were saying some 3,000 rupees is to be paid
Correct.
for.
It's the assistance fee, since the children will be staying one day early and one day later at the camp, right? They'll have to pay the 3,000 rupee assistance fee. Our member from our team, Kaveri, will
Okay.
reach out to you with regards to this.
Okay. So they are just staying like while coming back from Pondicherry. That is the only last night they are staying there,
And
right?
they'll stay the day when they reach campus. I told you, the children from Chennai will reach the campsite first. They'll stay one night, and then the children from Bangalore will travel in the night and reach the next day morning. The camp actually starts on the next day.
On the
And
9th.
yes, correct.
Okay.
Yeah,
Got it.
that's
Okay.
basically. Yes.
Fine. Sure. So then you will let me know na whom to meet
Sure. If in
Chennai
case,
airport and
yeah,
everything. The
once we get
instructor.
more registrations from Mumbai, we'll sure put you in touch. We'll connect with them and put you in touch.
Yeah. So then you'll be sharing somebody's your instructor's contact in Chennai where Sanvi will reach. She will be having a
That will be
phone.
shared to you 2 days before the camp starts, right? 2 days
Okay.
before the camp starts, we will let everybody know. So I'll put the channel link in the chat now. Okay.
Okay.
Everybody, please make sure that you are in this channel, like you're signed up into this channel, and turn on the notifications, because that will be the only place where all information will be given to you, and the instructors details will also be shared in a departure message as well, right? That will be shared 2 days before the camp starts. And as I said, we'll be recommending similar flights to the children from same cities, so that they are all arriving at the same time, right? Make sure that everybody is join the WhatsApp channel. I've just put it in the chat now as well.
And just the last thing, they speak to the parents like once in a day? Is that allowed?
No,
Or
I just addressed this question slightly earlier as well.
okay.
Yeah, the children will not be able to talk,
Okay.
right? Because again, we want the children to learn to be more independent, right? I'm sure that
Okay.
they're already more independent, but it will be like little time for them to to just relax and be free of worries and stuff. So yeah.
Okay. Got it. Got it. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Danvi, you have your hand raised.
Yeah, since there's like 30 people or something like coming there, right? Are you going to group us and then make us do certain activities? How is it going to be?
No, so you will all be together, right? And if it's a lot of people for them, the last time I think we had around 20 children when we went for the camp, but all of us went at the same time, right? The camp capacity is actually made in such a way that all of you are together and do the activities. If in case that the group is too huge or unmanageable, like if there's a lot of you guys around, which I don't think is the case, then you will be put into two smaller groups and you will do the activities at different times. But usually that's not the case. You will all be completely fine. Main thing would be if the surf school runs out of surfboards, but I don't think that will happen as well.
Okay, and the um room thing, right? Is it
Correct.
going to be assigned or can we like decide who we are going to
Once you
be?
reach to the camp, you can just request your camp chief to choose who you want to be roommates with.
All right. Okay. Thank you.
Yes, no problem. Does anybody else have any questions? Okay, if nobody else has any questions, I'm just stopping this meeting recording now. Okay.